Junkie, welcome to my channel. Today we are getting into the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames Multichrome Pigment for eyes and face. I have the color Bay, and it is a very glittery multichrome pigment that shifts from pink to green, and we're going to do a whole look. I'm going to give you some comparison swatches, and we're going to get into the details of the product. So let's get into it. This Twin Flames product comes in a lot of different shades. They're not all glittery, I believe. They have more neutral, natural tones if you're into that. But it is kind of a liquid eyeshadowy product. Looks like a lip gloss, but it has so much impact. Look at that. So there's not a lot of color behind this one. It's all about the shine, and you can see this kind of a pink shine, but it has a green shift to it. And so I wanted to center my whole look on this product. So we're gonna work around this. And I don't know, I bought it because I am a sucker for multi-chromes, and this looked super pretty. I'm glad I picked it up, but we're gonna try it out on my eyes today and see how it works, how it looks. I don't normally love like super glittery eyeshadows because they create a lot of fallout, but I think the good thing about a liquid product is you kind of eliminate that issue because it has something to stick to. That's not to say if you blend this out with a brush you can't get like specks of glitter coming out everywhere, but I think you have a little bit more control with this kind of a formula. I don't know if people want to use this on your lips. I'm not going to do that today. Although this is going to be a really fun look, you could do that. You could put it anywhere. I mean, if you were into like creating really like artistic looks, if you did face painting, I mean, this is not cheap, but you could use this for, you know, creating something really beautiful. So before we get into a whole look, I wanted to go through my thought process and what colors are going to go with this and what I landed on. So I went through, because this shifts to like pink, purple, and green, my first thought was to look at some green eyeshadow. So I picked up my BH Pistachio Sweet Shop palette. So I picked up this palette because there was lots of greens in here, and I thought it might be a good match. You could go green leaning or pink or purple, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to do a couple swatches next to this one so you can kind of see what I was thinking. I'm swatching Guilty Pleasure right here, and it is a matte. We have Soft Serve, Nutty, and then I have more of a shimmery light green and Dessert. It's a little more of a pastel green. You could do Sweet Life, which has a lot of gold in it, which not necessarily my first choice with this shade, but you could make it work. There's also Treat, which is this gorgeous green right here, a little bit more of a shine to it. So I'm just going to kind of put this on top of these shades to see what they look like. So you can kind of get where I'm coming from and why this color might pair well with green. So if you kind of use this as a topper, so you get that vibe. So that's what I was thinking with going on top of greens, because this shifts so much green. So I thought this would be a pretty palette to pair with Bay. This one right here. I think there's maybe a more purple leaning palette from BH. I have the Candy, which is more pink, which you could do, but when I look at this, I think I'm more of a pinkish purple. And I have some shades set aside that I have in mind that I will be actually applying on my eyes. But before we get into that, I want to look at some Pat McGrath shades that you might think are similar or might go well or whatever. So there's our Twin Flames in Bay again. And I went through my Pat Mothership collection to look at the special shades and any other shades that might go well. So looking at these two right here, this is the Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. And the two special shades at the top, just going with this lighter one here. It has a lot of gold in it, but also some green. So you can see it's a little bit warmer, a lot of it warmer. But, you know, similar idea there. And then we have the more green leaning one that is a bit darker. But that green shift is pretty similar to Twin Flames in Bay. So those I looked at in the Mothership 5. And this one, the Mothership 1, are a very cool leaning palette. These two shades up here I thought about might be similar. So this light shade here, look at that. So that it has a lot of purple shift, which captures some of the shift in here. And then the purplish special shade next to it. Very purple, a little bit deeper, but same sort of idea with all of these, like a really purplish green shift. So I wanted to do that comparison for you just in case you wanted to see what they're like. Obviously the liquid is a lot shinier, packs more of a punch with like one swipe, so you get the benefit of that with the liquid formula. And then as far as like other liquid dupes, I don't have anything similar to this in the liquid category. I don't have a whole lot of like liquid eyeshadows to begin with. I have a lot of multichrome powders with glitter in them. So let's look at the powders. And I think I found two that are very close to this liquid formula, but they are in powder form. So the two I have in mind are from Clionadh Cosmetics, these two right here. And these Color Story is what I plan to pair with the Bay shade, more of a purple, cooler vibe. But I wanted to show you the two Clionadh dupes that I think are really close. So the first one is, this is like a multi-chrome formula. There's a lot of different variations from Clionadh. I don't know exactly which formula this is, but this is Gloaming. And I'll go ahead and swatch Gloaming for you. It is very soft and pretty powdery. Picks up a lot of product. I'll go ahead and show you that one. So it has a ton of shine and it is green and pink. So the shift is very similar with Gloaming. You can kind of see how it changes from green to pink there. And then the other shade I found to be really close, also from Clionadh, is Lux. And I'll go ahead and swatch this one. Running out of room here. The shift, the green shift, is also really close, not exact, but if you kind of mix these two together, I think you would get really close to Bay. So it's a little bit hard for you guys to see what this looks like in real life, what the shift does, but those are really bright powders, brighter than the Pats, and really, really pretty. So these are like really fun, beautiful, fantasy, ethereal shades, I'll call them. My favorite shades to play with. So just so you guys know, this does dry down. I mean, I do have some like makeup wipe on my finger, but it doesn't stay liquid, which is great. And it takes a little bit of effort to remove with a makeup wipe. So now I kind of want to just show you my color story I'm thinking of for my eye, which is definitely cool tone. Let's go over the mattes first. So these are a bunch of singles from a bunch of different brands. I probably won't use every single shade because there's a lot on here, but we have an ABH eyeshadow called Baby Cakes. This is kind of a light pink that you probably can't see too well. This is a Sydney Grace matte shade called Regal. That purple tone there. This one is not as purple, a matte from ABH called Buon Fresco. A little bit more on the mauve, browny, purple side of things. This one is a cooler matte. This is from ABH Stone. Kind of a khaki brown. I don't know if I'll use that. And then now we have our more shimmery shades down here, duochrome kind of thing. So starting with probably like an inner corner. This is a basic shade from ABH. This is Vermeer. Has some shine to it. There's a lot of colors similar to this, but just like a neutral light toned shade that I might want to use. This has some purple and green. This is from Sydney Grace. This is Greatest Gift. Really pretty shade. I think it's one of their best sellers. But it has that green, but you know, kind of pinkish purple behind it. The next one I have is from Lethal. I don't know the name. It came in the After Dark palette. It's the purple shade. It actually came unglued, so I have it here separately. It came crumbled, so I have it separate. But this is definitely purple, not a lot of green to that. And then another shade I have from Sydney Grace is Winter Garden. This has some duochrome effects to it, but a little bit more subdued. Not a lot of green, just kind of a bluish purple pink. Really pretty. I have a single from Cliona called Arcana. And this one, kind of similar to the one I just swatched from Sydney Grace, but a little bit brighter. And it's got some shift to it, some shine, really pretty. And then the last one I have is Hex from Cliona, a shimmery purple with a lot of shine and impact. So now I just have to decide which ones I actually want to use on my eyes with Bay. I actually have a highlighter that I think will go, I don't know, pretty well. This is from Chaos Makeup, and this is the Galaxy highlighter. It shifts green and pink, and because it has green in it, I thought it would be a good highlight to go with this look. So those are the swatches, those are the comparisons. Now I just need to decide what I want to use. I landed on my color story here. It's going to be these four right here, and this is the ABH Vermeer, the Sydney Grace Regal, the ABH Buon Fresco, and the Cliona Cosmetics Arcana shade. And then we're going to top off with Bay, the Twin Flames. I could have gone a little bit more purple and bold with one of these shades, But I really want this to be the star of the show and not so much these. So I didn't want like too much competition on my eyes. Alright, but if you want to go full fantasy, I totally get that. So I'm going to start with my matte shades, and I think I'm actually going to mix these two shades here to start off with. And I do have the MAC Painterly Paint Pot on my eyelids for a primer. Just gonna blend this out. Because the shade I'm using on my lid, Arcana, is not super dark, I don't mind having a darker crease or more defined crease. You definitely could have gone lighter if you wanted to. And then I'm going to go into Arcana right away. Arcana, I'm not really sure. This is a super pretty shade, look at that. So this has a lot of drama to it in itself, but there's not like glitter flecks like the Twin Flames formula. But I just thought it would go really well. Look at that. Love that shade. So this is not a multi-chrome from Cliona. This is one of their regular shades, which I think is really beautiful. For my under eye, I think I just want to go in with the Buon Fresco, which is not quite as purple. It's a little bit more of a brown mauve tone. Alright, and then for my inner corner, I'm not going to go really bright. We're just going to do a little bit of sheen, so I'm going to go in with Vermeer. Which still has plenty of shine, right? But not like blinding shine. It's just brighter enough than Arcana, right? A little bit of contrast. And then we're gonna try Twin Flames. A little bit scared of liquid formulas because, as I said, this doesn't have color behind it, so it can be sheer. So when you don't have like an even coat, you might have to go back and reapply, and that's when things kind of get out of control. So I want to use a brush with this just to start out, because this is my first time using this product. You could sort of use the applicator directly on your eye, but I want to make sure I have a little more control, so I'm going to use a brush to apply this on my lid. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. You see the difference? A lot shinier. I know it can be kind of, yeah, I think you can see the glitter. Sometimes it's hard to see on camera, even though it should be really obvious. But this kicked up the shine notch a lot. I'm glad I'm using a brush, to be honest, just because I don't want to overdo it. Like a little goes a long way with this shade. I think this works perfect as a topper. If I were to use this by itself and just kind of swiped across my lid, which you would think you would do, like really simple, right? I think it would just look like, oh, she swiped glitter on her eyes. Like it wouldn't quite, or his eyes, it wouldn't quite like seem like a put together look, in my opinion, if you don't have some other shadow paired with it. But it's pretty simple to apply with a brush. Just be aware when you start like moving things around with a brush, you're more likely to get fallout. And I see a few flakes underneath my eyes, but not too many. So that's the benefit of a liquid formula. But how pretty is that? Just a lot of fun. I mean, I love makeup. It's just like a really great escape for me. Or just a fun escape for me. I don't know if it's great, but I enjoy it. Okay, so to complete this look, you could do whatever eyeliner you want to use. Because there's a lot of glitter going on, I don't know if I want to do like a black liner, because it would definitely make things a little more dramatic, but I think I want to do something a little bit softer and then top it off with mascara. So I will be right back. Alright guys, this is the final look. This was really fun to put together. So for eyeliner, I use the Chantecaille Luster Glide Silk Infused Eyeliner in Violet Damask. It looks like a pretty dark purple and almost black, and that's because it is very dark. If I was more skilled at eyeliner, I would have done a thinner line. But this is the kind of eyeliner that really stays put. Once you put it on, I try to kind of move it around a little bit, but that didn't work so well. But yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want with eyeliner. I wanted something a little bit different, so I like the deep purple shade, and it kind of goes with the rest of the look. For mascara, I use the Sicily So Stretch No. 1 mascara. And for lips, I used the Sicily Lafito Rouge No. 20 Rose Portofino. This color right here, and I used, on top of that, a couple things. The 154 Chanel Rouge Coco Flash, and a little bit of the Wayne Goss Hibiscus lip gloss. I have a hard time finding a good cool toned pink shade. I have a lot of warm toned shades, so this is the best I could do with this look. I also put on my Chaos Makeup highlighter, which is really over the top. Probably could have used a lighter approach with the highlighter, but it is a really fun green pink shifty highlighter that goes with the eyeshadow. But yeah, this look was a lot of fun to put together. Not my usual everyday. I think you can really make this work for you in a lot of different ways. You can go purple, you can go green, you could do a totally neutral eye look and just use this as a fun topper. You could even do just like a black liner look and put this really close to the lash line on top of the liner, and that would be really pretty and a nice visual effect as well. But these are more versatile than you think. They come in a lot of different colors, so check them out. I know Sephora, last time I checked, doesn't carry Twin Flames, but they do carry Danessa Myricks Beauty. I know you can go directly to Danessa Myricks. Beautylish carries this product, so that's where I picked it up. But yeah, really cool liquid eyeshadow. There's been a lot of different brands doing liquid eyeshadows and liquid multichrome shadows lately. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time in makeup. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this shade, Bay. I think it's fun. Maybe not for the everyday, but certainly a fun little party topper shade. Alright guys, comment below if you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.